Mandla, the title of today's episode is Unburden Your Work by Removing Excess Baggage. What does the book Conquer Your Mountain say about this?
Thanks, Amanda, for that question. Week 38 says, cut away the dirty parts that hold us back, like barnacles clinging to a whale or fleas clinging to a dog. I have found that the baggage that I carry through life inevitably increases. This baggage can only be relieved through regular scrutiny of the excess we bring to the table and a thorough cleaning process. Sometimes the cleaning is so significant that it requires a sharp, double-edged sword to hack away at the unwanted passengers.
That is very true. We've all had some extra baggage to get rid of, and it does stick around quite well to our detriment sometimes. So what are some common types of excess baggage that leaders carry with their business, and how can they identify them?
So a key one is unresolved emotional issues. The leader could have had a situation that traumatized them in the work or business environment, and reliving that situation can affect their decision making. So you might find that the leader faces a new decision. Let's say it's an idea to launch a new product, and that product is very well thought out. But because the leader has that baggage of past product failures, they might reject that new opportunity, even if it's a great opportunity, because they are stuck in a past issue that failed to work out. And another example is fear of failure, which is similar to the one I mentioned. The leader is afraid to take risks because of baggage. They took risks and things didn't work out. And that form of baggage does limit you in moving forward.
Your answer actually surprised me a bit because you don't always correlate a person's or a leader's personal baggage and personal emotional trials and worries with how it affects the business. So as a employer and employee, so you don't think that it affects them as much. So that was quite an interesting answer. So how can streamlining baggage improve overall business efficiency and productivity?
Yeah, linking that to your comment just now, Amanda, about how the leader's personal baggage affects the business. I think one way that it affects the business is when the leader can't trust the rest of their team to manage the tasks that they have effectively. And then it means that the leader then starts to micromanage. They want hourly or daily reports. And that gets into the way of the team because the team is perfectly capable. But because you're a leader with baggage who now wants to micromanage them, what you're doing is you're stripping away the team's ability to grow and to be able to solve things by themselves. And in that situation, there's a very direct link between the leader's personal baggage and the effectiveness of the organization that they are managing.
That's very interesting. So how can streamlining that baggage improve the overall business efficiency and productivity? Is there a way that they can streamline it even further? We know it will bring improvement, but
the streamlining has to happen internally within the leader first.
okay.
Back in the years when I was a consultant, they always used to emphasize that before you want to be a leader of others, you must first of all be a leader of yourself. And it sounds obvious, but many people don't always look at what personal leadership means. And one of the key starting points is to eliminate negative self-talk. Because that self-talk will hinder you internally in terms of implementing what you need to do. It will stop you from communicating effectively because your communication will come across as full of doubt. And if you can manage those aspects, only then are you able to then look at the rest of the business and create a micro environment that efficiency of management.
What techniques can leaders use to eliminate unnecessary processes or tasks in the process?
I think one technique could be to remain agile as a leader. If you get stuck in the detail, which also comes with the baggage that you are carrying, you might end up being overcommitted. And the result of being overcommitted is that you can't see the wood for the trees. You don't have time to elevate yourself above what is happening daily and to look at all your processes and tasks happening in the business from a bird's eye view. So ultimately, what you want to be doing as a leader would be to be the one that goes on higher ground, whether you're climbing a mountain and you can view the valley clearer from the vantage point of a mountain. And from that higher ground, you'll find that you can start to more easily see what processes or tasks are now baggage for the organization. But you won't see that if you don't elevate yourself to higher ground.
Absolutely. Can you share a few examples of businesses that successfully removed excess baggage and the impact it had on their performance?
Yeah, with businesses that I've come across, there's different types of baggage. One type is outdated IT systems. Often businesses get too stuck on a legacy system because they worry about the pain that they will have if they change, or they just feel like that system has worked for 30 years, so why change it now? And I've seen many businesses that don't change systems and they get stuck because their competitors have upgraded and are now leaner and more agile. And successful businesses, whether it comes to changing IT systems, whether it comes to renewing their people, training their people also to do new things, you find that they become more agile. And the other excess baggage can be in terms of your policies and procedures. Generally, as a company gets older and older, every person that comes in will introduce new rules. So you might find that a company that is 20 years old has got rules that are hugely outdated. And there could be rules on a technology like fax machines that we used to have sitting in your archives. And you need to be really intentional in pruning all the policies and procedures and governance mechanisms that are no longer that are not relevant anymore.
So once you remove all of this excess baggage, I assume there is always the risk that you pick up new baggage. How can you ensure that you are not accumulating new excess baggage as you grow and evolve?
It's difficult not to pick up the new baggage because you are like a rolling stone. And as that stone is rolling, it's collecting things or things are clinging to it. The baggage will always join you, even though you try your best to not pick it up. And I think the only thing you can do is to stop often and have a sanity check, a reality check to see what things you've picked up that are now outdated. So, for example, I remember when we had the COVID pandemic, a lot of organizations changed their work environment expectations. People started working from home. But now what's happened is as the economy has opened up and there's no threat of a pandemic anymore, those same businesses are now trying to change that baggage that they collected during the pandemic. And it often results in difficult conversations because people got so used to the style of working during the pandemic. And now the business is saying, hang on, that baggage was only for the pandemic. We now need to get back to normal operations. But it's difficult because you end up having to have tough conversations with colleagues that are clinging dearly to that baggage that they picked up.
I think you've touched on a very important point here, where the thing is that old baggage is not necessarily bad baggage. It might have served you at a point, but now it doesn't serve you any longer. So you have to clean out your cupboards, so to say. What role does technology and data analytics play in helping you optimize your operations?
The technology part of that question really speaks to the pace at which technology is changing.
Which is staggering.
Yes, just in the last year, we've had the artificial intelligence movement, which seems to be everywhere now. And many businesses are now trying to quickly adapt because artificial intelligence could be used to optimize the way they do things. I know for myself, it helps a lot when I need to create presentations and things like that. You can really be a lot more efficient in your daily tasks. So I'd say technology does have an important role in removing baggage. Data analytics is also important because it helps you look under the bonnet to see what's actually happening. What are your customers buying these days? Is the way that they're shopping now different? What are their consumption habits? And you need data to get those sort of answers. And once you have that data, it will help you to see which part of your operations are still relevant and which parts of your business need totally new processes to deal with the quickly changing world.
Okay, so businesses are always trying to streamline everything and make everything better and easier and more productive. How can businesses balance the need to always streamline with the need to still maintain quality and customer satisfaction, would you say?
So there's two ways of approaching that. If you approach it badly and you streamline without looking at quality and customer satisfaction, you could do the right thing, but you could end up with a result which is the wrong result. So it's important to always start with the customer in mind. Not all customers appreciate it when you, for example, change to low environmental impact packaging, and then suddenly they're going home with shopping and their bags tearing before they even get home. So it's important to just be mindful that in that process of cost cutting and that process of becoming more conscious about baggage, that we don't cut too deep, that it pushes our customers away. But there is a good way of doing that streamlining, and that good way is really customer-centric. You are listening to employees just to get clues as to where the baggage sits, and you are minimizing the impact on quality so that you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mandla, for a very interesting episode today. And thank you for joining us today. My name is Amanda de Wit, and I am the Senior Editor at Luca, the fun and inspiration imprint of Penguin Random House South Africa.
And I'm Mandla Moyo, the author of an inspirational book called Conquer Your Mountains, as well as a science fiction book called The Fallen Angel.